If you search for a HVAC scheduling software, you will get 5 different best answers and almost no explanation on how to choose between them. So let's fix that. I'll explain what it does, which features matters, how the popular platforms differ, and then run one urgent no-cool call through FieldCamp as a test so you can repeat it anywhere that you go for. First, what is a HVAC scheduling software? HVAC scheduling software helps an office book service calls, place them on a calendar, assign technicians, adjust the plan during the day, and keep the field team and customer informed. Scheduling answers when the job should happen, dispatch answers who should do it, and what changes when the day goes wrong. Route optimization is another layer that helps sequence work around travel and other constraints. Those terms are related, but they are not identical. The first feature to look for when looking at the HVAC dispatch software or a scheduling software is visual dispatch board. You should see unassigned work, technician availability, arrival window, job duration, current status without opening 10 different pages. If an emergency call arrives and a dispatcher should be able to easily drag it into an open window or reassign another visit. So let's look at this example where exactly what I said over here in FieldCamp, you can easily see the unassigned work, unscheduled work, scheduled, in transit, arrived, work in progress, paused, completed, cancelled, and then they have AI systems because we have an AI dispatcher. It says AI pending, AI queued, AI suggestion and alerts. So I can easily say that, hey, this is unscheduled work, this is scheduled work, arrived, work in progress. Now, another thing is to look for assignment controls. Can the software show availability, workload, location, skills, service area, and overtime risk? More importantly, what happens when you make a bad assignment? A useful system should block impossible overlaps and clearly warn you about expectations. So here in FieldCamp, if you see, you will see something called as these red dots or red outline. What this is telling me is that this work is outside our service area. Are you sure you want to do it? So this is kind of the filters that goes in. Another thing is, let's say that I go into the unscheduled tab and then I'll just go through one of the work where, let's say this one. Now I assign it over here. Then it will tell me that, hey, there is conflicts with this job. Why? Because there is already another job which is booked at that time. Third thing is the field mobile app. Every single piece of information should be instantly visible in the field mobile app. A perfect office calendar is useless if the technician is working on an old text. The mobile side should show the current schedule, customer details, job notes, history, and status actions. For example, if I click on this job, this is all information which is visible to the technician as well. Like when is it supposed to happen, what's the address, a link which takes me to Google Maps or Apple Maps, the phone and contact details, and then any other things, for example, any notes or job instructions that you have left for them. Fourth is customer communication. Now a good HVAC scheduling system can help you send confirmations, reminders, reschedule notices, on my way messages, and can reduce calls and missed appointments. But ask exactly what triggers each message, which channels are supported, and whether your company controls the wording and the consent rules. Now in FieldCamp, the good thing is technicians can change these statuses very easily, and based on these status changes, the workflow is triggered. Now what I mean by that is, in FieldCamp, you can go into this module called as workflow automation, where we have something called as real-time job status updates. Based on the technician's visit status changes, like this visit is in transit, so technician changes the status to in transit, then the system will email to the customer that your technician is on the way. Now this can be a text message, this can be a WhatsApp, whatever customer communication you prefer. Fifth is the recurring maintenance. If you sell seasonal tune-ups, maintenance agreements, or like agreements that have membership plans to it, then you need to test how the agreement, visit frequency, technician capacity, reminder, invoice, and renewal actually connect. So don't stop at the recurring jobs checkbox where you just go here and it's going to say that, hey, we have a recurring job. That doesn't work. It needs to actually go in detail. How does FieldCamp solve this? FieldCamp, you can create custom objects like memberships or renewals or maintenance agreements. And then you can say that, hey, this for this membership, I, for example, gold membership, I am scheduling a recurring work which I have to go, for example, every quarter. So you can make it extremely clear how you deal with the recurring maintenances. Sixth is routing and live location. This is super important. If you some platforms, for example, tell you that hey, we have GPS and route optimization. Other usually say that hey, we have fleet integration or separate optimization product. Ask whether you are getting a map, a suggested route, or a multi-constraint scheduling. Those are different capabilities. What I mean by that is, in FieldCamp there is something called as team tracking, where you can go and you can optimize the routes itself. So if you see, this is literally a route optimization timeline, where I can say that hey, I want to optimize these 5 things, and then it's going to select it, and I can press optimize routes for it to actually optimize it. That's the first part. Of course, it will give me any warnings because it's going to change the time or anything else in the video as well. After this part is done, as you see that it came up with a route, I can accept it, or I can just change the sequence however I want it. And the other thing which is very important is live tracking. Now in FieldCamp, there is live tracking within calendar itself, or you can see it on a map of who is going where at what time. So you can just scroll on the map, for instance. So I'll just go zoom in over here. Then I'll know that hey, this person is over here at this time. So I can literally go on the map and have like a heat map which shows you where everything is. Now I'm using FieldCamp for this demonstration with this exact test about these 5 questions. You can run on Jobber, House Call Pro, Service Fusion, Workist, Service Titan, or any of the product. So a customer calls in with no cooling. Let's say they just call me and say that hey, our AC is not working, for example. Then what's the first thing that I do? Here is the full workflow. So what I'm going to do is, if your CSRs and dispatching are different roles, then this example is for you. But if your CSRs do the scheduling itself, then it's pretty much easier. So for the first option, how it works is I'll just go into the job. I'll select what person is this job for, or I can easily add a new client from right here. But if I add a person, it's going to automatically add the address and everything. And then I can literally just have the customer address, expected duration, problem notes, every single thing I can note it down right here. The good thing about FieldCamp is we have the AI dispatcher, so you can just say that hey, I don't want to dispatch it right now, just put it in the queue, and then I can write any notes or any piece of information that I want to write. But if you because I said that your dispatching team would need to know that hey, these are the unscheduled jobs we need to schedule, how would you do that? So you would select that this job is a anytime job, or this job is a scheduled later job. Once you select that, you can just create this job. You can do all the information adding part, and you can head over to the calendar, where you will see not only the unscheduled jobs, but jobs which have been unassigned as well. And if they have unscheduled and unassigned, then you will see it accordingly. Now over here we have this job which we just created. It's unassigned. So what I can do is I can do drag and drop. So if I go on a particular day, let's say timeline, which is my dispatch calendar, I can track the capacity of who is available for how many hours today, for instance. And I think, okay, this time works out for me. I can literally drag and drop that and apply it. And then that visit basically is scheduled. Now, once this is put on calendar, the workflows for notifications can be triggered, which will just tell Wesley that, hey, you have a person named Priya assigned to your work on Monday at 3 p.m. in the afternoon. Now, if I don't want to assign a technician, but I want to schedule a time, I can put it in the unassigned tab. Now, as I told you earlier, the hard overlap is blocked if I put it on top of something else, for example, right here. The reason for that is a technician can't be placed at 2 places at same time. A software issue like work outside expected hours or service area can produce a warning pop-up, which I just showed you, but it will allow you to bypass that. A hard constraint like technicians cannot be in 2 places at once is something which is not allowed in the system. And once all of this is done, the FieldCamp workflow keeps moving, where the notification is sent. The technician opens the mobile app, they get a notification, they say that hey, you have a new job assigned. And then lastly, once the notification is cleared, they start the day, they look at the calendar, they mark the job complete. Based on that, another workflow can trigger, which will ask the scheduled job owner, which is the customer, for a review as well. And you as an admin can review all the time tracking, timesheet, etc. of how many hours they have worked. And the AI can also help in FieldCamp to tell you that if they have been tracking the time in the right way using geofencing. So which HVAC scheduling platform should you shortlist? Now Jobber is commonly a fit for smaller and growing service teams that want straightforward scheduling, a strong mobile workflow, customer communication, payments, and QuickBooks Online connectivity in one system. HouseCall Pro is worth comparing when you want fast onboarding, online booking, live dispatch visibility, route support, memberships, and automated customer communication are high priorities. Service Fusion stands out when the company wants unlimited users under one plan. So check carefully because GPS inventory and job costing can vary by tier or add-on. Workcase is specifically relevant when phone numbers is part of the scheduling problem. Its built-in communication and call handling tools which sit to close the leads, jobs, dispatch and customer messages. Service Titan is usually evaluated by larger, more complex companies needing deeper capacity planning, skill-based dispatch, reporting, and broader workflows. So if you want to evaluate the implementation of Service Titan, you can schedule a call with them. Now, FieldCamp is worth comparing first of all when you want the software to adapt to you. So it's more suitable for larger operations where you want customized software which can schedule based on your rules, your records, your data model. You want to have something like NA10 to create these workflows about notifications, which I just told you, which are not strictly the rigid template which most softwares give. And you want an AI dispatch layer for the after scheduling steps as well. So you will see simple recommendations like for Jobber or HouseCall Pro, but for more complex, it's going to be FieldCamp, Service Titan, etc. So here's the practical buying test. Create one urgent call in a software, assign it, create a conflict, reschedule it, verify the technician screen, trigger the exact customer message you expect, then create one recurring maintenance visit and see what carries forward. Also ask what costs extra: GPS, route optimization, customer texting, QuickBooks, phone tools, reporting, additional users and onboarding. So the best HVAC scheduling software isn't the product with longest feature list. It's one that can survive your real dispatch day in the edge cases without making the office to rebuild the entire workflow every single time. Now, if you want amazingly simple but highly complex, supporting a product that supports highly complex workflows, then FieldCamp is the fit for it. Let's get on a call. Thank you.